Welcome back to Foxborough Rush Hour. We talked offense, we talked defense. Let's talk some linebackers.
All right.
So Robert Spillane, again, a guy I was surprised the Patriots signed for the sheer fact that the Raiders let him walk out of that building in Vegas.
Strange.
Team captain there, does so much for defense, super high IQ, hard worker. It's like a Vrabel guy. Checks every box, really good in coverage.
He is.
And a good run defender as well.
Yep.
Modern day linebacker.
Yep.
Athletic, smaller size, cleans up whatever gets through the defensive line.
Yep.
Perfect fit for Terrell Williams' system. This is the guy that's a starter. But now all the talk is, okay, how does the depth chart fall behind him? Because Christian Elliss, as we've seen reports come out, pushing to take on reps in a starting role. Again, I talk 4-2-5 defense. We see this, a report coming out from Mike Reese. Linebacker Christian Elliss is pushing for a starting role. Elliss was consistently lining up alongside linebacker Robert Spillane during minicamp. And from Christian Elliss himself, I'm so happy with the progress I made. Our coaches are amazing. Every day has gotten better. So now we know during minicamp, literally mandatory minicamp was 2 days of practice. Overall, through voluntary OTAs, it is passing camp. No pads being worn, literal passing camp. Christian Elliss is a good special teams contributor, can be that depth piece at linebacker.
Sure.
Jack Gibbens is a guy they signed in free agency from the Titans. And yes, there's that Titans connection. But watching the tape on Jack Gibbens, that's a guy that, to me, when it comes to run defense, I can see him as an early down linebacker. Maybe Christian Elliss is more in the passing down role. I think it's Robert Spillane's a one. And just as we talk about in a way of running back by committee type deal.
Yeah.
The second linebacker, the second guy in that box, I think it's all matchups at that point for this defense.
Look, man, when you start getting in all the weeds, I always defer to you. But I tell you one thing, Spillane's going to have a big year. And one of the reasons, and you've said it, he's a Vrabel guy. That's a big part of it. The other reason, too, are the big hog mollies up front, George. I mean, look, I had the pleasure of covering the greatest linebacker, at least in my opinion, of all time. I don't think that's a hot take. I think most people feel like it's Ray Lewis for the Ravens for his whole career, damn near. And Ray, in early 2000 greatest defense ever, like early Ray Lewis, had Tony Siragusa and Sam Adams in front of him. All he had to do was clean up everything, right? Then those guys retire, they get old, they move on. Ray was still there. He was injured for 5-6 years, it felt like. You saw the emergence of a Bart Scott. You saw other guys, right? Sure enough, they get a Haloti Ngata. They get a Terrell Suggs.
Yep.
Now, all of a sudden, you got big boys up front again.
And here
Ray Lewis has a second, third act in his career, gets Super Bowl, the whole deal, right? That's the key here. I'm not taking anything away from linebackers. I love linebackers. Sideline to sideline, can you tackle? Yes, check, great. Let's get you some big boys up front who can cause disruption and cause hell in front of you, and you clean everything up that moves.
Yeah.
Spillane's going to have a big year because of this defensive line, because of the scheme, and because he's a Vrabel guy.
This is a guy that's going to step up. And the injury of Jahlani Tavai to me was interesting because he could be multiple. Juwan Bentley was an inside linebacker and isn't a fit for the scheme. Jahlani Tavai is a guy that can line up on the edge. I think they knew, especially when they signed Jack Gibbens, that said to me, along with having Christian Elliss return and retaining him, not just his special teams contributions, their look at the inside linebacker position, it's Robert Spillane, Jack Gibbens, Christian Elliss. Jahlani Tavai is a guy that would slide and take reps as an edge rusher. And on running downs as well, a guy that can set the edge. And maybe that allows a Keon White to kick inside, play B-gap.
I like Keon White.
If a Milton Williams, Christian Barmore needs a breather as well, right? So that's what it goes all to. What I do like about this defense, they have a lot of talent. They were injured last season. Jabril Peppers was suspended. But Kyle Duggar, how healthy is he going to be? Jabril Peppers, can he play all 17 games and stay on the field? And keep everything quiet off the field as well. Marcus Epps, how does he bounce back from a knee injury? Because that's the free safety. If him and Jalen Hawkins can play free safety, fine. That allows Kyle Duggar and Jabril Peppers to play in the box. And again, with a 4-2-5, you could have them both on the field, and they could be that linebacker next to a Robert Spillane.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's where I understand the labels of positions.
Yeah, me too.
The only labels I'm going with, though, are your edge rushers, your interior defensive linemen, and your outside corners.
Yeah, I agree.
And your free safeties.
I would agree with that. I would also add this from a coaching schematic standpoint quickly, George. You know, I'm thinking of Vrabel's teams. Let's talk this out together because it's top of mind. I'm thinking of Vrabel's teams in Tennessee defensively. They were very no-name defense. But in terms of stars, you know, Derrick Henry was a star on that team. He's alpha and the omega, right? I mean, give him the ball, get the hell out of the way offensively. But defensively, they were always solid. They were always very good. They were so well coached. They were so prepared. They were buttoned up at all times.
They had Jeffrey Simmons.
But there was no big name. I'm not going to sit here and act like that's some big name star.
They had the good interior defensive line.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Vrabel always had this defense prepared.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking around. This Patriots defense right now, as constructed, has more stars than those Titans defenses did.
Yeah.
So in theory, they should be a lot better. They got stars up front. They have stars on the back end. We just talked about them last segment. And Carlton Davis and Gonzo, okay? So I think the linebackers, taking it back to this combo, should eat off all that. If you have stars up front and stars behind you, what the hell are you doing? I mean, you should make a name for your damn self based on that because of the opportunities that you're going to have. As
much as I want to rip, as much as I do rip, and justifiably so, on the GM that ran the show here from 2018 to 2023. He did add to this defense. He did draft well on this defense. Keon White, key piece, drafted him. Christian Gonzalez fell to them in the first round, drafted him. Marte Mapu, a guy I keep holding out for. Can he be something? Can he be healthy? Can he put it all together on the field as well and pick up a defense? Bill Belichick drafted him.
Good point.
Kyle Duggar.
Duggar, too.
A product out of D2 Lenore-Ryan College.
Now, we need more consistency from him.
He was injured last season, but he could be really good. I love a Kyle Duggar.
I do, too.
They have the pieces on this defense.
I do, too.
They do. They have the guys under contract. The offense is all potential.
Yeah.
The defense is all health.
Listen, we bang on Belichick every chance we get, but you make a
Terrible
great point.
GM.
A terrible GM. Don't even get me started on drafting wide receivers. But when it came to defense, he knew what he was doing. And listen, like the cupboard's not bare. It is bare as all hell offensively. But for Belichick's era, I'm saying. But in terms of the defense, you're right. I mean, there's talent here, and you have a guy in Vrabel that not only understands what Belichick was trying to build, but he knows how to enhance it in his own.
Yeah, and we'll see the impact he can have. Terrell Williams, when he'll get back with the team, hasn't completely returned to the team full-time capacity since his health care. We'll see when he steps in and really is the DC of these guys. What they do. I'm excited. Get the pads on. Let's see
go.
preseason.
I'm ready for training.
First 4 weeks, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited.
I need
for
training camp.